Hey, this is Brandon Steely with just another Mobile Monday, just another iPhone blog. I'm going to take a quick look at the OtterBox Defender for the Apple iPhone. As you can see, I've already got the Defender out of the box. I've already actually applied it onto my iPhone, so this isn't going to be an unboxing. I'm going to show you what comes in the package, give you a quick rundown of the features of the product, and hopefully help you make the determination if this particular item is for you. First of all, I have to apologize for the lighting. It's going to kind of fade in and out, and you know, I don't have a professional setup here, so fortunately Patrick doesn't pay me that much. So anyway, let's take a quick look at what we got in the box. Not a whole heck of a lot came in the box, actually. When I pulled the product out, basically you've got the package that it came in, some bubble wrap, which the Defender was wrapped in. Kind of found that kind of funny. Nothing really spectacular to say about it, but it was just bubble wrap. And then we got some instructions that came in the box. Very nice. They included some good pictures and that sort of thing. So helps you walk through the product. Put this stuff to the side. Put the case in the middle here. Basically, the starting point that you've got a nice hard exterior shell. Protects the case. Good clip system that's very solid. This thing isn't going to rotate around on your belt very much. Case flips in either way. Realistically, you'd probably want to put it in and leave the screen protected just with the outside. Funny thing, I was wearing this case for about 10 minutes and accidentally bumped into the side of my kitchen table. Good thing I had it on, otherwise I probably would have put a good dent inside the iPhone already. So that's the holster. Not a lot of excitement to talk about with that, but you know, good solid belt clip system. Haven't had it fall off. Did have it slide out of my pocket, but you know, what do you expect? It's a belt clip, not a pocket clip. Next piece is the Defender itself, already with the iPhone in it, as you can see. Really like this case. It's got a nice rubber silicone outside. Kind of an interesting feel to it. I likened it the first time I put it on to feeling like boogers. And so it's not really slimy, but it's also it's not a really grippy surface like you'd expect with the rubberized case from an HTC or something like that. So let's go ahead and take this thing off of here, and as you can see, it kind of slips on and off fairly easily. I wouldn't worry about it coming off while you're actually using the case. It doesn't come off that easily. As you can see, very flexible, very soft material. I really like the outside material. Inside you've got this hard plastic. Again, not something I'd say that would survive a 10 or 15 foot drop off of the side of something, but it's a very solid material. You know, I don't worry about my phone when it's in there. So the system that holds it all together, along the sides, there's a clip here, here, and here. Getting the case off, again, not too difficult. Just pop the clips out. You can do it with a fingernail. They have in the instructions to do it with a clip of some kind. So anyway, taking it all apart, these are the 3 layers of protection they're talking about. There's a nice rubberized outside, the hard plastic, and then on the to protect the screen, the camera, and the back portion, there's this nice hard plastic. One of the first reviews I read when I was thinking about whether or not I wanted to test this out was, I forget what website it was at, but one of the complaints was that there was a kind of a brown tinge to the outside of this plastic. Now, I have to figure that was because they didn't read the instructions. When you receive this product, there is a film layer on the inside that you have to peel off, and it's on the front and the back. So make sure you peel that off. Will definitely improve the visuals on this a whole heck of a lot. So, as I mentioned, there is the hard plastic. One of the concerns I had was whether or not this was going to affect the use of the iPhone. As we all know, the touchscreen on this is really easy to use, and you know, not very hard to get through, easy to navigate. And honestly, the plastic doesn't change that very much. Obviously, the feel is going to be a little bit different, but realistically, it didn't change the functionality of the iPhone at all. I don't find myself pressing the screen any harder than I normally would. The keyboard still functions as you would expect, and Gotta be really honest here, I think my speed with the keyboard improved a little bit using this case, so that's probably the first and only time you'll ever hear that. On the inside, along with the plastic, you'll notice there's some paper-like material here, also along the bottom on the inside, and there's also some foam right along the very bottom to protect the bottom of the iPhone inside of the case. So let's go ahead and put this thing back on. You'll see how easy it is. Put the iPhone into the bottom of the case, slide it in bottom first, just let it sit in there. There's a couple clips along the bottom right here. You want to line up with the inside of the case and then just clip down. Once you've got the iPhone into the case, just make sure you go around the side, press these little clips in, make sure they've all taken. And then putting it all back together, very simple. Slide the outside silicone on, fill it up around the top. Just like that. Make sure all the plastic pieces on the side have sunk in. And then there's some tabs here along the side. Always seem to not want to make it in the first try. So just kind of push those in, make sure they make it down. Along the bottom, you got a nice little rubber seal. Helps protect this sync port at the bottom. Make sure that slides in there. And then along the top as well, you've got a nice little flap that helps protect the headphone jack. Once inside the case, really there's not a lot to talk about. All the functions of the phone, the center, well, the only button, and then the power button on the side. You've got your volume controls, and they still function as you would expect. Very simple to use. Does add a bit of thickness to the iPhone. Takes away a lot of the glamour of having an iPhone. You don't have those nice shiny surfaces and that sort of thing that I think attracted a lot of us to it at the beginning. But it's a lot more protected inside of this case. I wouldn't recommend a 5 or 10 foot drop, but I think it pretty well protects it. Another thing to pay attention to, the OtterBox Defender for the iPhone is not waterproof. It is in a way water resistant. I wouldn't worry about taking it out in the rain, obviously, with this nice little plastic piece, and then it's sealed fairly well on the outside. There's plastic covering all the different ports. So another thing that I read in a review was a complaint about how the plastic will attach itself kind of to the screen of the iPhone and create this bubble effect. I had that when I first started using the phone, and took the case on and off a couple times, rubbed it down using the nice little whatever you want to call this that they send with the iPhone, and found that after doing that once or twice, the bubble effect really went away. So anymore, I can touch the screen all I want and I don't get the bubble effect anymore. First, it kind of drove me crazy. Now that I've gotten it away from there, really fell in love with this case. So anyway, that's our quick first look at the OtterBox Defender for the iPhone, and hopefully we'll have a full write-up here in a little while on Just Another Mobile Monday and Just Another iPhone blog.